Lion, directed by Garth Davis, tells the story of a young Indian boy who finds himself lost on the streets of Calcutta, thousands of miles away from home. And after surviving the challenges in these streets, he is adopted by a couple in Australia. When 25 years later, he sets out to find his lost family. Lion is a complex movie grappling with the ideas of both home and identity by allowing the audience to experience both heartbreak and triumph alongside the main character, Siro. The movie opens with a montage of various landscapes within Siro's life, transitioning to the oceans of Australia and the deserts of his home village. After this montage, the audience is shown a young boy standing with hundreds of butterflies surrounding him. This opening sequence allows the audience to enter into the world of young Siro. As the movie continues, you learn about the home of Siro and his vibrant relationship with his older brother, Godot. This loving relationship with his brother is eventually shattered when Siro is left on a train, traveling thousands and thousands of miles away from his home. His journey to Calcutta is perfectly captured in the scene in which he is on the train. There are a variety of shots taken during this scene, from close-ups of Siro revealing the sadness and fear in his eyes, to the full shots of him on the train, overwhelmed by the fact that he just lost everything he knew. All of this ultimately leading to the scene of him screaming, "Help me," only to be drowned out by the train horn, symbolizing that at this point he cannot be saved by his family and that he is lost forever. Eventually, he is taken to Calcutta, where Siro is faced with the language barrier, the urban jungle that is Calcutta, where children like him are taken from the streets to be sold. When ultimately, Siro finds himself in an orphanage being adopted by an Australian family. 25 years later, Siro is a successful young man for whom identifies himself in Australia and Melbourne. When asked about his past, Siro starts this emotional journey of using Google Earth to find his Indian home. It is the whole journey of finding his identity and home that kept me watching. The audience is entertained and intrigued by this journey. As Siro searches Google Earth for something familiar, the film transitions from the images of Siro on Google Earth to the younger Siro in those same places. For me, this created a sense of continuity throughout the film, even though he was on an entirely different continent. Through years of what seemed to be endless and at times hopeless searching, Siro is able to find his home, and with the help of the director, we are able to experience his overwhelming sense of joy with Siro. Ultimately, Siro makes it back to his village, and with the help of an elderly man, he is reunited with his real mother, where he learns that his beloved older brother, Godot, has passed away. The movie as a whole was an emotional roller coaster. It was able to maintain the audience's attention even though at times it was predictable and the stereotypical homecoming story. Lion was able to effectively articulate the story of young Siro journeying back to his home but still accepting the home and identity he had grown up in.